Just the other day, a colleague of mine came to me and said, I am 40 and I have nothing saved. I could see the mix of fear and regret in his eyes. And honestly, I know he's not alone. Maybe you're feeling the same way right now, but let me tell you something. This realization is actually a gift. In case you are also having this realization at any stage of life, let's say if you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 60s, you can keep on watching this video till the very end. Let me explain the 5 step process to counter this, with the fourth step being the most comprehensive and practical. It is a key focus area that I frequently delve into during my one on one coaching sessions as well as the course I have developed recently. But before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Wali Khan, and on this channel, I create content about personal finance, productivity, real estate, immigration, relocation, and much more. I have also got an Urdu channel with over 80,000 subscribers where I cover similar topics, so feel free to check that out as well. I'm proud to have built a free WhatsApp community with over 2,000 members where we have organized groups based on shared interest. In addition, my newsletter now has reached over 3,000 subscribers. You'll find the link to these and more in the description below. Be sure to check them out. If you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you have any thoughts or observation, drop them in the comments below. Hitting that subscribe button would mean the world to me, and it ensures you don't miss out on the future content. All right, let's start with the first step. This is a most crucial one. After that moment of realization hits you, when you finally understand that taking control of your financial future is no longer optional, it is that pivotal moment where you strip away all the illusions, all the excuses, and face the fact of your decisions starting now will shape the life you want to build. This step lays the foundation for everything that follows. Without it, the rest simply cannot happen. First thing first, it's never too late. At 40, you're a very small percentage of people who have this moment of clarity. And this clarity is your power. Instead of sinking in despair, it's time to change the boat you're in. The point is, success does not have an expiry date. To provide you a little motivation, just imagine Henry Ford founded Ford Motors at the age of 40. Colonel Sanders started KFC after the age of 65. Ray Kroc was 61 when he acquired McDonald's and turned it into a global giant. But let's get real for a moment. Motivation can only take you so far. What really works is action and systems. Now that you've changed your mindset, you need to understand your potential. What are you good at? What's been your biggest strength? What have you been doing all these years? That experience is gold. At 40, you have an unfair advantage, really. You are still energetic, but now paired with experience and wisdom. Let me remind you, your 30s was a practice round. Now you're at the peak of your earning potential. Take inventory, what you own, what are your liabilities. Knowing where you stand is crucial before planning the next step. Next is the crucial step, bringing your family on board. Share your goals with them. Trust me, their support will be a game changer. When I started my YouTube journey, I made sure my family was involved. My sons, Saad and Ahmed, even started helping with video editing recently for me, while the eldest one is already doing this for last 1 year. It became a family project. You can subscribe to their YouTube channels as well, which are linked in the description of this video, and show to your kids as well for a motivation. Now, there is another example I can give you of Nadeem, fellow content creator on LinkedIn. We also collaborated on Cohorts, whose details you can find in the description of this video. When he lost his job, he had an honest conversation with his wife, giving her full control of their finances. That teamwork turned things around. He discussed this in detail on our Urdu podcast, which is also linked in the cards here. Even Warren Buffett had a clear philosophy for his family, which is that they should have enough to live comfortably, but not to be spoiled. Your benchmark can be different, but the principle remains the same. Now comes the fourth and the practical implementation part. For this part, you need some steps. So first step here is to track and trace every dollar. So I would say the first step to financial recovery is understanding where your money is going. Review your last 3 months of expenses, track and trace every single dollar, categorize your spending into essentials, discretionary, and savings. From there, create a realistic budget. Every dollar should have a job, whether it's paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or investing for the future. I have a detailed section in how we can simplify the track and trace process using a simple Google Sheet and no fancy app in the course that I have developed. Now, step two in this fourth stage is rethinking big purchases. Forget about buying a big house or upgrading your car for now. These are the two most common traps that people fall into. If owning a house is your goal, start small. I've been living in the same house and driving the same car over the last 10 years, and this isn't about being frugal, it's about having a bigger purpose for your money. Now, step 3 is eliminating debt and building an emergency fund. Debt is like a hole in your financial bucket. Prioritize paying it off as fast as possible. Simultaneously work on setting aside at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in an emergency fund. The safety net will give you peace of mind and prevent future financial stress. By the way, the number of 3 to 6 months of emergency fund is not true for the GCC residents with families. I highly recommend at least 1 year's worth of emergency fund for such families if possible, because we are expats here, and things can happen in such a country where you don't have a social security while you are having tax free income. Now, step 4 is about your social circle. Your environment plays a huge role in your success. Surround yourself with the people who inspires you to grow. If your current circle isn't supportive or aligns with a high consumption lifestyle, it's time to make changes. For instance, I know someone who once walked into a mall here in Dubai, entered a specific shop, and asked for the most expensive laptop they had. The salesman pointed to the device, and without a second thought, the person simply purchased it. Honestly, I can't help but wonder what are such people eating to make such decisions irrationally. It's baffling to see how easily emotions or impulse can override logic, especially when it comes to money. Now, step 5 is sticking to a 70-20-10 rule. Allocate 70% of your income to living expenses, 20% to savings or debt repayments, and 10% to investment. Now, these percentages can vary. It depends on the stage of life you are in. So, it's not a rule of thumb, or let's say it's not necessary that you should be following these values, but these are just for your information and to have a framework for you. Now, the step 6 is about increasing your income. At 40, you still have time to grow your income. Explore opportunities like freelancing or consulting. Use your expertise to offer services on the side. Starting a YouTube channel or engaging on social media. This will enable you to share your knowledge and build an audience. Optimizing your LinkedIn is very important. You can showcase your skills on LinkedIn and connect with potential clients or employers. LinkedIn is much easier than the YouTube itself. As I mentioned about Nadeem, you can imagine he provided 200 plus free one-on-one sessions to multiple people and understood their problems. And once he launched his course, it was a no-brainer that he already knew the pulse of his potential students. Number 7 is about investing smartly. Focus on fixed income securities and long term funds to grow your wealth steadily. Avoid high risk investments unless you are confident that you have done your research. Here, diversification is the key. You can invest in a lot of options here while you're living in the GCC region. You've got options to invest in the UAE stocks, you can invest in the US stocks, you can invest in the crowd funded properties. I use Amana as a very good one go platform which you can invest in the US stocks as well as UAE stocks. It has cryptocurrencies as well. You can install that app and use the referral code of mine with the option to have referral bonus of $100 from my side once you start investing in that. Now, the last point is about improving your health. This is a note to myself as well. At 44, it's time to build up strength and endurance. Start small but be consistent. Your health is the foundation for everything else. Yes, it's overwhelming to juggle a 9 to 5 job with the new habits, but here's the truth. It's never too late to build a better life. You are 40 and just getting started. Let's make the next chapter your best one yet. I talk about personal finance on this channel a lot. For personal finance, passive income is really a big deal, and I talk about personal passive income in this video that you can see. Specifically for the GCC region, you can go check that out. And there is a great platform of Baraka that I use to invest in US stocks. You can check that out as well. Here is the link to the video I've just made for that. I hope you like the video. I hope you get the value out of it. Thanks a lot.